first video was actually an introduction video that I did to just kind of give you guys an overview of what I'm going to be doing with this series going forward. But in this video, I'm actually going to do my very first reaction. So I have been trying to figure out like what songs to start off with, because there are literally thousands and thousands of electronic tracks out there. So I figured the best way to go about it is to just start with some of my top favorites and then just kind of go on from there. So with that being said, in this episode, I am going to introduce you guys to an electronic music artist that I discovered back in '09, my senior year of high school. And this particular electronic music artist has been in my top 5 favorite electronic music artists of all time. He's a force to be reckoned with. His music is very, very original. He has this way with melodies and how he constructs his tracks and his arrangement, and his sound selection is just out of this world. It's absolutely amazing. The cool thing about this artist is that over time, since he started producing music around, I believe, 2004 or 2005-ish, ever since then he's released a series of albums. And the cool thing about his albums is that although they're not really consistent with his original like techno roots, he has a very keen way of like diving into different, I guess, subgenres of electronic music. So for example, you know, one of his albums was a more like mellowed, it was like more ambient. It was like a very broken down, stripped down form of electronic music. And then some of his other albums are more like hard, you know, 4 to the floor techno bangers. And that's what I really like about him a lot. He's very versatile. He knows how to go pretty much all over the map when it comes to electronic music. So the artist that I'm going to be introducing you guys to today is none other than Chimera. Chimera, his real name is Brendan Gregory, and he is originally from Ireland. He's from Cork, Ireland. And like I told you guys, I discovered him back in 2009. Now, the way that I discovered him was a very interesting experience. In 2009, I didn't want to go straight into college, right? Like I told you guys earlier, it was my senior year of high school. So in 2009, I remember that there was this school called Media Tech Institute. It was basically the cheaper version of the Art Institute, and I was living in Austin at the time, so it would have been the Art Institute of Austin. So I remember I sent an email to one of the recruiters, and he was basically asking me questions. That's basically what recruiters do, like, you know, why do you want to join our school? What kind of music are you into? Blah, 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 blah. So I told him that I was into electronic music. It's been a passion of mine since I was, you know, pretty much in diapers, literally. And he thought that that was very interesting. And so through a series of emails, he actually introduced me to a few of his favorite artists that he feels that I should check out. And lo and behold, one of his favorite artists that he introduced me to was Chimera himself. And so I'll never forget, in one of the emails, he said, yeah, you should check out this guy Chimera. You'll really like his music. I think you'll like it. I was like, okay, cool. So one day I got home from school and I searched up Chimera on YouTube, and I came across this particular track that I am going to do a reaction to for you guys in this video. And this is a track called Wish, okay? Wish was released in 2007. And I would definitely put this track in my top 5 favorite electronic music tracks of all time. It is definitely in my top 5, somewhere in there. I can't say number 1. I can't say, I don't know, it's somewhere in there, but it's definitely in my top 5. It's an incredible track. I love the way it builds. I love the way it starts off. It's very progressive. It's very melodic. It has this very lush sound to it. And once again, like I said, Chimera is a beast when it comes to sound design, and that's what I love the most about his tracks. He invokes a lot of emotion, but he really knows how to get the dance floor moving at the same time. So before I get into the reaction, I wanted to give you guys more of a backstory. So here's a fun fact. I actually used to exchange emails with Chimera himself. Yes, that is a fact. Back in 2010, before I went off to college, I remember I reached out to Chimera because I was listening to his music for a while, And I wanted to reach out to him to just kind of give my thanks and appreciation for, you know, all of the wonderful work that he's done and how much it has inspired me in my own music creation journey. And so I sent him a message, and to my surprise, he actually responded. And it literally, I will never forget it, you guys. And I'll show a snippet of the emails on the screen. But it's so amazing because I reached out to him and I was like, you know, Chimera, I'm a huge fan of yours, and, you know, I love your tracks. And I remember in one of the emails, I told him a few of my favorite tracks, and I said my #1 favorite track by you is your track called Wish. And he responded back via email and he said, you know, thanks, Brennan, I really appreciate it, man. I remember in the email, he actually went into the exact synthesizer that he used to create that track in particular. He said that he created the track using the Access A virus, I believe it's called. It's the red one. And he said that the lead in this track, he pretty much made that lead with that exact synthesizer. He said all of the sounds that he made was with that synth and nothing else. And I thought that was just incredible. And so for the next like few months or so, we just exchanged emails back and forth. He was giving me like music production tips and, you know, VST recommendations and all of this stuff. Absolutely amazing. I'll never forget Chimera. I think the last email that I sent him, we actually exchanged emails all the way up until maybe about like 2014-ish. And then he kind of just stopped altogether. I don't know if his email changed or if he just got caught up in life or whatever. But just the fact that, you know, someone famous such as Chimera himself, to take the time out of his busy life to reach out to one of his, you know, devout fans, that means a lot. And it is definitely something that I'll remember for the rest of my life. So enough of that. Let's go ahead and get into the reaction part of it. Enjoy. That kick drum is so heavy. Hear how lush that lead is? That lead is so like lush. It's like candy. It's crazy. from start to finish, it's just absolute perfection. Unbelievable, man. Wow. Just like the first time I heard it.